gosh, I'm the therapist. I should know better. But in the trauma situation, when we talk about, as that very moment that I saw the police walking to my door and just everything, just it was like I got punched in the gut because
Yeah.
I knew instantly that my child was gone. The thing about that is there's a whole bunch that goes on in our bodies.
Yes.
And as people on this planet, and especially as Americans, we've been taught not to pay attention to those things, right?
Okay.
So the first thing that happens is we have a huge chemical letdown. And when I say that, it's like we have what are called neurotransmitters. And these, let's just say they're little tiny cars that roll around in our brain and they transmit chemicals between neurons. Let's like
Okay.
really super simple. Nobody write in and say, oh my gosh, the way she explained it. Just follow me for a second.
This is just in layman's terms, people.
Layman's terms.
Thank you.
Because, they say, explain it like I'm 5. So
Please, thank
the
you.
neurotransmitters are running around, and I usually talk about 3, epinephrine, norepinephrine, and cortisol. And if anyone wants to look that up, I recommend the lady at the Google. But for those of you who need extra help and you don't really know how computers work, you can ask your friend SIRI. We'll talk about that later. So when the event happens, the first thing, the epinephrine, man, it does all kinds of stuff. It raises blood pressure because it's going to make your heart pump faster, right? This is where the nursing comes in. It's going to dilate or constrict your pupils. It's going to send blood to the areas that you need blood because you may have to run or you may just need to stand and freeze, but you need to have like your wits about you. The hair is going to stand up on the back of your neck. Your rector pili muscles are going to make the hair stand up on your arm because you don't know what you're going to have to do.
Right.
Norepinephrine, so the epinephrine works on a neural level. The norepinephrine works on both a neurological level and as a hormone. And the norepi, I like to tell folks, it just tells all the blood where to go, right? So we don't need any blood to the earlobes. You guys, we need you at the heart. Where you guys go? We don't need nose blood. Go. And so it tells us what to do. I love cortisol because cortisol, we talk about it being a stress hormone, but one of the things
that's what I've heard before for sure.
and they talk about, women with your belly fat, all the ads in the morning, by the way, if you're, watching TV while you're getting dressed, they're like, women in the belly fat. And then there's the one with the bags under the eyes. Anyway, so here's what cortisol does that I think is super cool. It has some slight amnesic qualities. So if you ever get in an argument with someone and you're recounting it later and it's like, yeah, and then I don't even know what he said, but he said something that made me say blah, 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 or made me react this way. And then, oh gosh, I don't know how much time it felt like forever, but it's like probably only a minute. But you're talking about all these things you don't remember, right? Because that cortisol is like, if we remembered exactly every part of everything that stresses us, would we get out of bed every day? There's so many different types of stressors.
Good point. I haven't thought of it that way. That's a really good point.
So if you, they talk about that with childbirth, that, I can tell you from somebody who had my kids at home, I remember most of that. And it wasn't bad at all. It was actually really cool. So given that, when all of this is happening at once, we have been taught to look at it as what folks commonly call fight or flight. Right. And it's fight. I always leave one. It's like the stages of grief. I'm like, I always forget that one. So it's fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. And fawn is relatively new. And I was one that was like, what is this fawn thing? What are you talking about? I don't know anything from fawn. What is this? Yeah. It's people pleasing. I can make this stop because, being in fight or flight is painful. When those people were standing at my door, I'm like, I feel sick. I didn't even talk to them yet. I came from, what I'm told is I came from the back of my house toward the front door, and I looked at my husband type person and said, my son is gone. And he's like, what are you talking about? I said, there's police officers at the door. We opened the door, and there was an officer, and there was a chaplain. And he said, I'm something about being a chaplain. And I'm like, of course you are. And today's that day. Today's the day that I get that visit. I remember vividly thinking that. And then he says, I think he told me that my child was gone. And for the rumors and for those who are curious, he and his girlfriend surprised a burglar in his apartment a 17-year-old kid who won. He had 2 guns and he won. So as we stood there, I'm told that I just kept asking what happened, what happened. And I remember asking once, but I was told I asked several times. And
And
I,
you don't remember.
yeah, and I apparently told the chaplain, I don't care about all that other stuff. I just need to know what happened. I do remember him asking, is it okay if I give you a hug? And I said, if it makes you feel better. I was in a completely.
I get it. I don't even I cannot understand. I cannot fathom with that visceral reaction. I mean I've experienced that losing someone. I've never experienced losing someone that close, valued, dear, love to me as like as my own child. So I can't even say that I comprehend like that moment.